That feeling when you realize your crypto is gone, it's just a punch to the gut. It's confusing, it's incredibly stressful, and you can feel totally hopeless. But for the next few minutes, we're going to cut right through all that noise. I'm going to give you a clear, step-by-step guide on what to do, and maybe even more importantly, how to make sure you don't get taken advantage of a second time.
So if that's you right now, just take a deep breath. You've come to the right place. Look, the road ahead is definitely tough, I won't lie. But taking the right steps and taking them fast can make a huge difference. Let's get you ready.
All right, before we get into the what to do, we have to talk about the why. We need to set some realistic expectations here. Getting stolen crypto back isn't like calling your bank to dispute a credit card charge. It's a whole different ballgame. The very things that make crypto so amazing are also what make recovery so incredibly hard. Let's break down why that is.
Okay, so think of the blockchain like a digital ledger that can only be written on, never erased. Once a transaction is confirmed and added to that chain, it is set in stone. It is permanent. This is a feature, not a bug. It's what makes the whole system secure. But for you, the victim of a theft, it means there's no undo button. There's no customer service line to call to reverse the charge.
This right here, this gets to the absolute heart of how crypto works. Your private keys are the one and only thing that proves you own your funds. So if a thief manages to get their hands on your keys, as far as the blockchain is concerned, they are the new owner. The system doesn't see a crime. It just sees a perfectly valid transaction signed by the person holding the keys. Stolen crypto can move from a wallet in New York to one in North Korea in a matter of seconds. For law enforcement, you can imagine this is a complete jurisdictional nightmare. How do you investigate a crime that crosses 3 borders before you've even finished filing the report? This global, decentralized nature means it exists outside of a lot of our old-school legal systems.
You've probably heard people say, crypto is anonymous, right? Well, that's not exactly true. It's pseudonymous. Here's what that means. Every single transaction is public for the world to see on the blockchain, but the wallet addresses aren't automatically linked to your real name and home address. So while we can follow the money, figuring out who actually is behind that string of letters and numbers, well, that's a much, much bigger challenge.
Okay, I know everything I just said sounds pretty grim. And I'm going to be honest with you, the chance of getting your crypto back is very low. But, and this is a really big but, it is not zero. It's not impossible. Taking the right steps, reporting the crime to the right people, it can increase those odds. So please, don't give up just yet.
All right, let's do this. It is totally normal to feel angry, frustrated, panicked, but we need to channel that energy. It's time to get your composure back and switch into action mode. Think of this next section as your emergency first aid kit.
These 4 steps are your top priority, and you have to act fast. First, document everything, and I mean everything. Take screenshots, copy transaction IDs, save wallet addresses and any scammy URLs. Create a minute-by-minute timeline of what happened. Second, report it. This was a crime and you need that official paper trail. Third, contact any exchanges or platforms involved. If the thief sent your funds to a major exchange, there's a chance they can freeze that account. And finally, you've got to start tracing the money, either by using a public blockchain explorer yourself or by getting help from a specialist.
Now, reporting can sometimes feel like you're just shouting into the wind. I get it. But it is so important. These agencies are the ones building the big picture cases and tracking these criminal networks. In the US, you want to go to the FBI's IC3 website. If you're in Europe, you'll contact Europol. And in the UK, it's a group called Action Fraud. And you know what? Don't forget your local police department. The more reports you file, the stronger your case becomes.
And here's some good news. You're not completely on your own in this. The crypto industry itself is actually fighting back. You have groups like the Crypto Defenders Alliance, which is basically a team-up of different exchanges and blockchain security firms. They share information about bad addresses in real time so they can freeze stolen funds the second a criminal tries to cash out. It's a pretty powerful team effort.
Okay, next up, we need to make a really important distinction. There is a huge difference between having your crypto stolen from you by a criminal and simply losing access to it because you, say, forgot your password. The way you handle these two situations is completely different. So, let's make this super clear. On one hand, if your funds were stolen, you're the victim of a crime. Your goal is to help law enforcement track down a thief. But on the other hand, if you just lost your seed phrase or can't remember your password, well, that's more of a data recovery problem. You're basically trying to crack your own digital safe. And for that, you need a totally different kind of expert.
And that expert is sometimes called a crypto hunter. These are essentially ethical white hat hackers. They use really powerful computers and smart techniques to try millions of possible password combinations, often based on the little hints you can give them. It's called brute forcing. Now, the key thing here is they usually take a percentage of the funds after they successfully get them back for you. And remember, this is only for lost passwords, not for stolen funds.
We've now come to what I think is the single most important warning in this entire explainer. Scammers are predators, and they know that when you're desperate, you're vulnerable. They have an entire playbook designed to kick you when you're down and scam you all over again.
You are going to see messages that look just like this. They'll pop up in your DMs, in forums, everywhere. They promise the moon. They'll tell you they have some secret backdoor into the blockchain or that they can hack back the scammers. It's all a lie. It's a trap designed to get you to send them even more of your money.
So let's burn these red flags into your brain. If any so-called recovery service asks you for an upfront fee, it's a scam. If they give you a 100% guarantee of success, it's a scam. If they start asking for your personal bank account info or have no real company address, you guessed it, it is a scam. Legitimate professionals just do not operate like this, period.
And one last crucial piece of advice. Please stay quiet about your loss online. I know it's tempting to vent or ask for help, but posting on social media that you've been hacked is like putting up a giant flashing neon sign that says, "Easy target over here." You will get flooded by scammers and bots. Keep it private. Only work through the official channels we talked about.
You know, the absolute best way to deal with getting your crypto stolen is to make sure it never happens in the first place. So as we wrap up here, I just want to leave you with one final question to really think about. Take a hard look at your own security, your passwords, your two-factor authentication, how you store your keys, and ask yourself honestly, are you doing enough to protect your assets so you never, ever have to go through this again?